we have another one of the people here that uses our studio, and it's a very local-centered radio show called It's Talk Time. Say hello to Zeke.
Zeke, right, Zeke.
Zeke Vidaurri.
Well, hello, everybody. It's kind of strange being on the opposite side. Normally, I interview people. Now I'm the interviewee.
Yeah, well, let's see how you do. Right? Sometimes it's a little tough to go on the other side.
So where were you?
3 against 1.
Where were you on the night of?
All right, so Port Sacal Village here is in a part of Los Angeles, the city of Los Angeles, in the harbor area that is known by the local folks as San Pedro. If you come in and you want to be a news anchor or a reporter, and you go on television, the first thing you're going to do with your first report from the harbor area is say San Pedro.
Yes.
But the locals all say Pedro.
Right.
And Zeke, I suppose you know this as well. And so how far does the local scope of your show, how far does it go, and what really is the show about?
The show is actually about local politics, actually even national sometimes. We've interviewed congressional members through the years, senators, assembly members, mayors, and council members from all different cities have been even in the studio here. We not too long ago, we had Tasha Serta, who is the new mayor in Gardena, and she actually made history by becoming the first female mayor in Gardena, but the first African-American mayor in Gardena. And then, of course, in the state of California, the first Native American, because she's also a Native American female mayor in the state of California. So she made history that night, and her and I go a long way. As a matter of fact, I started doing the radio at her station called Twilight Talk Radio, and
do you need to take that, Zeke?
Is this important? Is Governor Schwarzenegger calling you right now?
No, it's actually
kind of a girlfriend calling.
It's Newsom actually calling.
Is it really? No. Say hi to Gav for us.
That's good.
Anyway, so let me just go ahead on and put this down so we don't get disturbed again. So
Always a professional, Zeke. Always a professional.
there we go. So the show's actually, we've been able to showcase many local businesses as well, new business, startup businesses. We work with the Chamber of Commerce and pretty much interviewing many local businesses and or nonprofit organizations, anything to do with the community. We were there when last year when the high school softball team won the national championship. We interviewed almost the whole group. It's impossible to interview the whole group, so we took who they wanted to see interviewed, and we brought him here, and that was a big hit with us as well. So it's been a pleasure being here. It's a shame, I have to say, it's a shame that we have to let go of such a great studio. People have learned that from this station, from this program that I do, they've gathered a lot of good information, some bad, some good, but nonetheless, this has become the place, the radio station to listen to.
How did you come to find out about LA Radio Studio to come here to, do your thing and tell people about your...
Well, actually, from Twilight Talk Radio, I went to Cal State Dominguez. They had contacted me and asked me if I'd come and mentor some of their students that are going into broadcasting. So I did. After a year or 2 years, I think it was, I was burning out. It's very difficult to get new students every time. You get so attached to them, and then they have to go.
And let's set them free.
And then a new set and a new set, and I just say, I can't do this anymore. Right. So I started a GoFundMe account because I wanted to raise funds to start a studio. And it was Jackie Wilson who said to me, "Why reinvent the radio? Do you know I have a radio studio at Portugal?" No,
that's Jamie Wilson.
Jamie Wilson.
Jamie. Oh, that's right. I thought Jackie was a new.
No,
Jackie was a singer in the 50s.
I believe a 50 singer. Yeah.
I was just listening to one of his songs too.
Right.
So.
My good friend Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie and I go way back.
So before you abandoned the GoFundMe, was there some cash in the bucket?
Little, because I had just started it.
Oh, okay.
But because I posted it in social media.
But it was a small enough amount to where you could keep the money and nobody would cry foul.
Well, actually, no. That was utilized to start me up here, actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
So in a way, it wasn't...
and trust me, he must not have gotten much.
Thanks, Mike.
So wait a minute, is he paying less than I am?
No, I think I'm paying more than anybody in here.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, now.
Have you noticed he bought a house after I started?
Yeah, right. Here's the thing that baffles me about your show, Zeke, is you gave the list of all of these people that have come in here and in all of this, and how tied into the San Pedro community you are, how tied into San Pedro politics.
Oh, I hear what's coming.
I hear it already.
How come you couldn't save us, Zeke?
Well,
come on. What happened here?
I've never been a fan of flying down all night on pantyhose, and the big S on my chest really that was erased 2 showers ago, and so. Flying all night on pantyhose wasn't my thing, so being Superman wasn't exactly what I came here to do.
It's an awesome cape.
It's nice, though.
The cape is very awesome.
I don't think I want to see you in pantyhose. Thank you, though.
That's why I'm not Superman.
Although, doing a show like this, we could pretend that we're all wearing pantyhose and nobody would know the difference.
This is true, because,
I am beginning to chafe a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But I think Mike is trying to bait you into speaking to the issue here of the redevelopment.
The issue here, we all know that it has a lot to do with politics.
Yeah.
I know that I'm very familiar with the situation here, and I don't think that my voice alone would have changed anything here. I'm not that powerful. I just happen to know a lot of people. Like I said, if you look on my
Have you ever spoken to Council Member Joe Buscaino?
We brought him here to the show. He was here to the show with us, and but not about that specific issue.
Well, now wait a minute. You brought him into a building that was slated to be demolished as part of the redevelopment,
and he was smiling while he was in here too.
And Buscaino,
he liked being here.
Yeah, and so. It's a little baffling to me that you didn't address that with him when he was here. Yeah. Zeke.
Well, that wasn't the purpose of bringing him here, and I was trying to get a different time to bring him in. But
had it been the other topic, maybe he wouldn't have granted the interview.
That's probably true. Yeah. So
I'm thinking that probably is true.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't want to swipe him with questions that he probably wasn't prepared to do, and I think that I would rather be forthcoming and let him know this is what the interview is going to be about. If you want to come clean, come clean. If you don't, then you don't have to.
So now the way you handled that was probably smart as a businessman. You'll get a second visit from the council member.
Not in this particular studio.
It won't be here.
It won't be here. No.
Problem solved, right?
Because I just saw the wrecking ball outside.
Oh yeah.
I had to dodge and weave actually a couple of times just so it could miss me.
You know what's interesting is there is a lawsuit, and just to pepper the conversation from time to time with what's going on, there is a lawsuit. It's being handled by Girardi and Keys, which is a fairly prominent law firm that handled things for I always forget her name.
Erin Brockovich.
Erin Brockovich, yeah. And they don't lose often, but very often the cases do take 7 to 15 years. And there's an environmental lawsuit that involves the birds that when you walk down the stairs and just forward another 50 feet, maybe 50 yards, 50 yards, there's a tree filled with migratory seabirds.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, there are a combination of snowy white egrets, and the other one are blue heron, I believe.
I thought they were just protecting the outhouses.
I was just going to say, don't park under those trees. That's all I'm saying.
They are prolific at...
I don't park under those trees, and they seem to think that my car is a bathroom because they just keep...
Now, here's an interesting picture, Zeke, and this is inadvertently political about what's happening here in San Pedro, because it is the Los Angeles Harbor that is in party with the development and all of that, and this is their hope that they'll build this new mini mall here. I use the word lightly, mini mall, but anyway,
it's a maxi mall.
The political commentary here comes from this morning. A couple of guys in an L.A. Harbor pickup truck, couple of minimum wage maintenance guys. Don't know if it's minimum wage, but it's something like that, right? So they drive.
Minimum wage now is $15.
Yeah, so they drive up to the tree where all the migratory birds are, where the lawsuit is trying to protect. So you can't take down any buildings anywhere near the trees where the migratory birds are, because that would be against environmental rules, and that's what the lawsuit is about. So these guys in the harbor pickup, they pull up this morning. And there are a bunch of seagulls on the sidewalk or on the cement underneath the tree. They pull up right to the tree and start honking their horn for no less, and just beep, 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 no less than about 45 seconds right there, disturbing the sensitive, careful balance of nature up in that tree. And who knows what might happen to the reproductive potential of those birds now that they've been
that
shocked.
Would certainly put a paragraph or a comma in my behavior.
To be fair, I rolled in blasting Metallica today.
Yes,
so.
okay, all right. yeah. But you don't work for the L.A. Harbor.
Right. That's why I saw a lot of birds crashing. They're mentally disturbed now.
Yes, that's right.
But, going back to this development that we're trying to get done here, the San Pedro Public Market, I think that not enough research was done, at least not that I'm aware of, and I'm pretty much aware of many things. In terms of the infrastructure, I don't think that we are prepared to deal with the thousands of people that may come here, and I'm saying may. I don't think that we have the infrastructure to deal with the parking, with the amount of traffic that's going to be coming through only one exit in and out, unless we saturate the bridge coming from Long Beach. But most people aren't going to come around through the bridge. They're going to come a straight shot thinking that they can make it. We've had several events actually here. We had Timmy the Duck. And we've had...
that was that enormous inflatable duck out in the water.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
And that created havoc in the neighborhood because people that don't want to use the main streets that bring you here, they start going through regular neighborhood streets and saturating them as well. So that disturbs neighbors.
Well,
and they don't want to see it,
once Google starts telling you to take a side road, right, you're going to go through neighborhoods to get down here. And that's one of the things about this section of town at the very end and down here at the tippy point of the harbor is that there's really only one way in and out.
Yeah,
right?
We're a peninsula. We're a cul-de-sac pretty much.
So Zeke, let me ask you this question. I mean, you're connected. You know all the people out there in politics, and you know how a lot of this works. This was an idea at one point. It was a kernel of an idea, and then it grew into something. And political ideas, as such, continue to grow, and they gain momentum on paper and in hyperbole and in political speak and all of that. And once they get that momentum, there's no turning back. Do you think that's where we are? There's really no substance to this, but there's a lot of wind in the sails.
Well, there's definitely no way to turn back now. They've already knocked down half of the buildings and half of so you can't turn back now. So I don't, even if it's a political, I think that things could have been done a little differently. I think that if they had just stuck to their original plan, which means a phasing, then that would have allowed some of these current restaurants that are now in place still to continue to operating, as opposed to putting somebody away for 3 years and expecting them to come back.
That's a lot of lost income.
That is a lot of lost income. I mean, and Jamie is not necessarily a teenager. 3 years is a long time. Many things can happen to us when we hit a certain age. Many things can happen. So nothing's guaranteeing him that his spot will be available for him.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Zeke Vidaurri, where do people find It's Talk Time? Do you have a website, or are you on?
I have actually a Facebook page. It's called It's Talk Time Internet Radio. I also have, of course, Zeke Vidaurri, and also another page called It's Talk Time on its own without the internet radio. And we do a lot of political discussions there as well. So anywhere.
Very good. And you're running for office when?
Actually, I may be running soon. I didn't want to say this, but I probably will.
Wait, are you making an announcement right here?
A prediction.
Okay.
Mike Gibson, who is the current assembly member, is running unopposed, so I may...
He could use some stiff competition.
Right.
Why not?
Make him spend some of that money he gets from...
There you go. Zeke Vidaurri, thank you so much for popping in.
All right.
Good luck, Zeke.
Thank you, sir.
Important part of what happens here at LA Radio Studio.
All right.